This is part 2. Make sure you check out part 1. High adrenaline. Link is in the description below, or hit the thumbnail. What's the biggest mistake you've made, maybe, that you can share with us?
I truly feel the word mistake isn't a word to be used in this line of field. I'm using that power of that brand right now to just get my hands in everything.
So if there was anything you could do differently, knowing what you know now, what are some things that come to mind? How do you sell a business where you're the face of the company? Alex, how much money do you invest in R&D on a monthly, weekly basis? Alex, how were you able to get Sheepey Race onto some big publications like Motor Trend and a couple other ones? Is there any tips and tricks to do that, or is it just over time? What can you say on that?
Build nice cars. It comes with like the territory as far as how long I've been doing it. As you can see from the walls, I started with Hondas making cover of magazines back then, and it's just kind of gone on like that, you know. In our industry, the circle's really small, so everybody kind of knows each other. So, you know, I'm acquaintances, friends with certain persons, and they need certain things. So, like just today, I have one of my cars at some like discovery car thing at some racetrack with my employees there, you know. So it's just kind of networking. I don't even know how to answer that specifically.
It's a tight community.
It's just a tight community, and it comes with the territory. You know, if you're going to be building cars that are kind of in a stranger's perspective, kind of one off, it's going to attract different people.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
What's the biggest mistake you've made, maybe, that you can share with us?
I truly feel the word mistake isn't a word to be used in this line of field.
That makes sense.
If you look at things as a mistake, like I shouldn't have done that, well then clearly you didn't learn nothing out of it. Right?
Learning opportunity.
I have learned a lot. Now, listen, I'm not proud of this. I did drop out of high school sophomore year because of family circumstances. So everything that I've done and do, I'm self-taught with everything. From business to cars, like no one's really taught me anything. I've just learned on my own. So I can't say things are mistakes. They're just bigger learning curves. Do I feel that if I would have gone to college, I could be financially more stable? No. I would have sped things up quickly.
Gotcha.
Right? So it's taken me longer to figure certain things out versus having the education of that's, you know, like how cash flow works and stuff like that. So
some of the business stuff.
Yeah, and those are things I've had to figure out on my own the hard way. Not a mistake, the hard way. So I don't look at things as a mistake. Anytime there's a circumstance that something happens, I always have to write down, what did I learn from it, right? Because if I didn't learn something, then I wouldn't be here right now.
Right. There's a business idea that you yourself will never pursue that you're willing to share with us? Can you think about that a little bit? So
here's the thing. I've realized that I don't have enough time to do everything my own.
Right.
I was always against partners. However, I have multiple businesses now that I have a good idea with, and then they have the idea with me, and like run with it, and I'll give them 40% ownership of that new business. So actually, in the position that I'm in now, anything that I actually think of happens. I light the fire, and I do it.
Nice.
Yeah. So
okay.
A lot of it is related to the main Sheepey brand because the following that I have and the audience, I'm using that in my favor for whatever new business.
Right.
For example, he had mentioned the tunes. I have no involvement in that. Zero. It's my name though, right? And I own 60% of that company. So the guy that built the website, built all the back end and all that, he manages everything. Nobody knows who he is.
Right.
But it was his idea. Well, I had the idea sparked by somebody else. And this is a friend of mine. He's like, yo, we need to do something. Smart guy says, you're going to do this, you're going to build this, and you're going to have 40% ownership. So businesses like that, how people will mention them to me, but in reality, just because they see the name, they think I'm very involved. I'm actually nothing involved. I'm not the guy that answers no emails. I don't do anything.
Right.
So now it's just using my name to start other businesses because I know the brand is so well known that I'm using that power of that brand right now to just get my hands in everything.
Yep, makes sense. That's what I would
spreading
do.
the eggs from keeping them in one basket.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you put together the packages that you offer to customers? Is it a case by case? Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
So we have packages off our website, and then we could kind of custom tailor them to whatever the customer wants, starting from $35,000 to $250,000.
Wow.
So it just depends on what the customer wants. What I do is I interview the customer, essentially see what they're after, what their goals are, their end goals, and kind of try to pick a package for them that'll work. The biggest package is not always the best package.
Right.
The biggest package is the biggest headache package because the cars probably spend more time in the shop than anything.
After you've tuned it, it's coming back
they
more
just
often.
make so much power, they break something all the time.
Right. Alex, how much money do you invest in R&D on a monthly, weekly basis?
R&D is always into like our personal cars.
Okay.
We're probably $500,000 a year.
It's not mainly for your customers, it's mainly for your...
Well, we R&D off of our personal cars, and then we can
Right.
just apply to customers. We never R&D off of customer cars.
Makes sense.
I mean, like our newest thing, our billet new manifolds. I mean, that was probably 50,000. It just depends on what we're doing, you know. But there's always some development going on, whether it's trying new turbo kits, or a lot of the R&D has to do with time being invested. Not necessarily like you pay a certain number of, hey, this month we're gonna spend this much. Sometimes we
Right.
don't spend nothing in a month. Sometimes we spend a lot. You know, it just depends on what we're doing, what we're trying to grow into. We tap into something new and we get comfortable with it. We make it profitable, then we tap into something new after that.
Nice.
So,
Man, it's like a big sandbox. You play in it, you spend whatever money you need to discover new things.
that's it.
What a cool business. As far as YouTube growing it, is there any advice that you can give our viewers as far as growing the viewership? I mean, what are you doing? Is there a game plan, or you just kind of...
I honestly, I'm just myself. I think if you talk to me here, I'm probably the same character, same personality for my YouTube.
Right.
I'm just myself. I know people that YouTube that have this whole persona when they start their YouTube thing. I'm just myself. I don't have a strategy. That's weird. I just let it ride.
So if there was anything you could do differently, knowing what you know now, what are some things that come to mind? Whether it was day one in your garage, maybe it was in the process of getting a big
I would
shop.
never redo this again.
You would never redo this again?
I would never redo this again.
That's it. Just as far as lessons you've learned, like people watching right now, they're thinking, man,
Less is more.
less is more.
Less is more. Try to control your overhead. Try to control what you invest in, what you buy. Less is always more. I do not like having a second building, but I need it. You know, just less is more.
Do you find that people just take on way too much than they can handle?
We do sometimes, and it's not that we can't handle it. Here's the thing: is always plan in for things to go wrong. Murphy's law: what can go wrong will go wrong. You can't take a build in and say, okay, it should take me 2 weeks. You're gonna do this, and this, and it's good to go. Something's gonna happen along the line. Something's gonna break. Something's not gonna operate. Now those 2 weeks turn into 3 weeks. Sometimes they turn into 4 weeks. Then you've logged and you've taken in cars on a 2 week perspective. Just always, what I do now is like, I do have a little bit more cars than I should. Is to have only cars that I could juggle even if things go bad. So don't plan, in this line of business, don't plan in the perfect world scenario. Well, you shouldn't plan in a perfect world scenario regardless of what you do.
Right.
It's very easy for us to always go into normal. I mean, who expects the bad things? Who thinks, I mean, you really have to like throw that into consideration. Like, what's worst case scenario? So if it takes 2 weeks, throw another 2 weeks in it.
Okay. So Sheepey Race is you, Alex.
Yes.
How do you sell a business where you're the face of the company?
That's a good one. I mean, it is me, but I'm trying. You look at the sheep; it's a brand. My face is so tied into the brand that I would have to stay. But I would want to just clock in and clock out. Like, you have techs that answer technical supports. You have guys that do the electronics, and I could just be the face when I need to be. I don't know. I mean, truth be told, it's such, like you said, it's such a face thing. For me to sell, I mean, the stars just have to align. It's damn near impossible.
Right.
I can't just walk away from this
Right.
business, right? So I guess I'm stuck with this forever.
Okay. What's the story on Sheepey Race?
Oh
I
my
mean, we're
God,
talking
Monks.
some high-octane vehicles, and then Sheepey Race. I mean, I think sheep, cute
Sheep.
little animals.
Now, the name Sheep
What's the
actually
story?
came from a high school video game that I used to play.
Okay.
And it kind of stuck. I used to play this game called Counter-Strike, and I'd go to a LAN center, long story short, and my LAN center friends made fun of this girl that I dated that showed sheep at stock shows, and my name stuck. And it was a video game name that stuck with me.
And you're just like, Sheepey Race it is.
It was Sheepeybuilt. I joined Honda Tech, and I used Sheep 85, and then they started calling me Sheepey at meets. And then when I built my first magazine car, I thought it would be cool to just put Sheepeybuilt on the valve cover. No reason, and then there you are. Here it is. I tried to get rid of the name at one point.
You did. What would it be if you would go back?
I don't know. Alex? Motorsports?
That's
So
boring.
basic.
No, Sheepey Race it is.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Our goal is to inspire you, to educate you, so make sure you execute on these ideas and be very successful. Take a second to like the video, subscribe to our channel, check out all our other videos, and thank you for watching.